an unbelievable exclusive in a major television event. Fancy Grace has snagged an interview with one of the original 12 disciples. That's right, original first 1/12 of the 12. And what he has to say is unbelievable. Don't believe it? You will. He is here with us today, and what he has to say is unbelievable. So let's give a warm welcome to the disciple known as the Rock, Petra, Simon, Peter. Oh, Peter, I am so pleased to meet you. How are you today?
Wonderful.
I'm so glad to have you on my show.
Well, I'm happy to be here
because you
have
put me at ease.
Well, glad I could help.
So here's who I am and doing what I do. I have hundreds, possibly tens of fans that follow me on a daily basis.
Okay.
Most of them are youngsters, children. Oh, I don't mind signing an occasional autograph.
Sure.
But these children invade my space, and I cannot allow these children to invade my space.
Well, I know.
They bump into my knees.
Oh.
So, I was so relieved. Now, I was blown away when I read your reaction in this book. The Bible, a bestseller available at any fine book retailer or wherever reading periodicals are sold. So, your reaction in this book, when the little children were gathering around and interrupting you.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Now, I really like children. It's just, I prefer them to be as far away from me as possible.
Well,
you know, children with their sticky fingers, sneeze, creeps.
Well, Fancy, I don't
And
know.
children, I mean, their runny nose covered hands, they start pulling on your jacket, leaving marks all over it.
I'm sorry,
And children, they have that smell. You know, like that smell, like whatever it was they just ate. Oh. And the little children.
Fancy,
Unbelievable.
Fancy, I guess I don't understand.
Well, Peter, you shooed the children away. You pushed them aside and said, skedaddle and do not tattle. Isn't that correct?
Well, I didn't say exactly that.
Let me quote. Right here. The people were bringing their children to Jesus to have him touch them. But the disciples refused it. Friend, let me thank you. Let me thank you for that. Thank you, Peter.
Thank me? Why thank me?
Well, Peter, I realized after reading this that, well, even you, I mean, you knew that famous people should not be bothered with children. Stinky, smelling like stink bomb children.
I didn't know about that.
I mean, I realized too after reading this that I could drive away all people that I don't want to be seen with or talk to.
Fancy.
I could pick up any old stick or cattle prod and just drive them away like mice.
Fancy.
Like
Fancy.
Shoo!
Fancy.
Away from me, you autograph thinking rat.
Fancy.
I'm too important.
Fancy.
Why don't you go stink up somebody else's personal space?
Fancy.
Sure.
Fancy.
Oh, the freedom.
Fancy.
Unbelievable.
Fancy.
Well. They told me you were Mr. Talkative, but they didn't tell me you were Mr. Angry Penis.
Fancy. Did you ever read the rest of that story?
Why?
May I?
May you? I don't really think you need this book here. I mean,
on to say, and I quote, "When Jesus saw this, he was indignant. He said to them, 'Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these.'"
So, what's your point? Did those little children get their sticky fingers on Jesus' robe?
Listen, Fancy, I hate to burst your bubble, but when we tried to shoo those children away, Jesus got pretty upset.
Because of the robe.
No, listen. We viewed those children as unimportant. We dismissed them as a hindrance. But Jesus made it very clear that we're to treat everyone, even the little children, as if they belong to God. So from that day on, we did.
Unbelievable.
But true.
Well, what have you learned today? We have learned that we need to be kind to anyone and everyone, even small children. Because all of us belong to God. I too, Fancy Grace, belong to God. And as surely as I know you will be kind to me, I will be kind to you, even if you have sticky fingers. But tune in next time, as I will share with you another interview of a man who claims to have seen another man disappear in a chariot of fire. So, I'm Fancy Grace, and you have been watching New Pop with Fancy Grace. And if you happen to see me